Hello everyone and welcome to the second round of the Formula Roblox Season 4 League Championship. We're here back for Division 1 and I totally messed up that intro. But anyway, we are here for qualifying once again for a new round, new chances for everyone, and hopefully some more exciting race after some exciting racing that we saw last week. With me in the commentary box will be, or actually commenting for most of the time will be, as usual, Iswolf's here, and joining us as well for this time will be Isomus.
Hello everyone. Yeah, this is going to be my first time commentating for D1, so it's going to be pretty exciting. So I think we're going to be set for a pretty exciting round of FRL. So let's see here. The round has started.
Oh,
Wesley.
the thing
Yeah,
didn't
it's
update. Yeah, it
yeah.
didn't update for some reason. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Now it should be working. So a slight technical setback here at the start of qualifying. The stream has in fact started. So I'm getting DM that the stream isn't on apparently, but it certainly is. There are people in the chat, so I assume everything is working for, let's say, 90 to 99% of the users. That's what I'll be assuming.
Yep. Here we go. Qualifying has officially started.
Yeah.
And all the cars out of their garages, except for Andy, who appears to be staying back. I think he doesn't want to get into that bunch and maybe get compromised.
A lot of drivers have complained in the past about traffic during qualifying. Well, there's not really much that will be done about it by race control. It's mainly going to be a matter of trying to find some clean air through all that traffic while all the traffic is on the track. And this is a shorter track than where we were at last time, so it's going to be a bit harder for everyone to find some clean air. So yeah, you partially got your faith in your own hands, if that makes sense, by being able to not, by having the option to come out of track, out of sync compared to everyone else, which it seems like Wolf is getting out on track. I'm not sure what he's doing. I was saying there's one car about to come out on track, but that's Ghost's car. That's Wolf. It doesn't count. Everyone looks like everyone has just come out of the garage straight away. I mean, I get it, getting the laps in, but of course, there's also the risk of. Yeah, there's of course also the risk of getting held up or getting your vision blocked by everyone else, and we already see some people backing off from their lap times. They must have made a mistake into turn 1, which is a really easy corner to make mistakes into. It's really easy to just turn in a little bit too early or just carry a little bit too much speed into the corner, run a bit wide, and that costs you a lot of time. Turn 1 is really a corner where we're going to see a lot of mistakes, not only during qualifying but during the race as well. We could see people's races being ruined by that one corner. What do you think?
Yeah, I think, considering how short Lukov is, a single mistake would compromise your entire lap. As we see DS go quickest with a 03.2, and now Doge, he's got a corner cut actually, so he's gonna have his lap time ruined. And everyone seems to be setting pretty decent times, but the target time's going to be around 03.0, maybe even into the 02s.
Yeah, I think the fastest you can go is a high 02, which we might see today, but also we might just stay in the 3s for this round due to the pretty high tire wear. Of course, your softs are going to be a bit worn when you start your first lap, but I think it's possible to break into the 02s.
Yep, lots of drivers actually resetting on their first hot lap because of mistakes. So we're going to see that very often during the race. Lots of drivers making mistakes, especially on the first lap. Considering how many cars we have on the grid today, I think it's 17 cars on the grid. It's going to be very hard to see in front of you. So qualifying, very important.
Yeah,
As we're gonna
jumps up to second place with a solid effort from him. Not quite pole position, which is still in the hands of Svet, who is currently on the out lap. Zero Denial has cleared 2 sectors, green 2 times, but it will be his first timed lap, so of course they're going to be green or purple. But they are green for now. We now watch Zero Denial going through the final chicane, which is flat out if you get the right line. Running up to the line, Zero Denial is going to go a fastest.
That's a decent lap by him. He could go a bit quicker. But you should try to aim near the front of the grid. Or if you can, if you start in the middle, it's going to be very compromising for you because of how hard it is to just see and all the dirty air on the first lap. And because usually you don't want to start on the softs, starting on the mediums or hards, it's going to be really difficult to actually make it through the first lap without getting a single error. So we're going to see a lot of drivers try their best to, or some drivers actually not even trying to qualify the highest because sometimes starting at the back of the grid might not be that bad.
Oh, looks like Dust Diesel set a purple second sector, so there's... Oh, he goes a little too wide right there. That's going to cost him a little bit of time.
Not sure, though. It doesn't look like he got slowed down that much. He's going through the final chicane now. Can Dust Diesel challenge for pole position here? No, not quite.
Oh, no,
but he goes third place with Indeed. He might have made a small mistake in the final sector as it was slower than his previous effort.
Yeah, just like I mentioned, if you go wide during that 180 corner at sector 3, you're just going to lose a heap of time. So yeah, that's really costly for Dust Diesel to go a little too wide at the 180 corner.
Oh, more second.
So the former Division 2 champion is into second place. He's on the front row currently, and ironically, we have two Division 2 champions locking out the front row for now. As I think
Svet is abandoning another lap. He has abandoned 2 laps so far. I called him once going purple in sector 1. Now he went green in sector 1 and then ended up abandoning his lap in the middle sector. That's so Svet clearly having some trouble here trying to put together a good lap, but he's in pole position for now, but might be challenged by a couple of drivers. There are various drivers. I mean, look at the top 4 right now. They are within the 10th of a second. It's anyone's pole position, and it's going to be a very nice pole position to have as well, considering you get 4 points for getting pole position, and Doge is the 5th driver to get within the same 10th, and actually sets the exact same lap time as Mochi, so very close stuff at the top, with the top 5 being within 1 single 10th of a second.
And D just set 2 green sectors. He's the one to watch today. He set a 0.2 in practice earlier, so let's see if he can actually make it out of the final quick chicane.
He's certainly going to improve. What's going to do? He's going second, and that's 6 drivers within the 10.
Very close field today.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not forget about Testamash. He can actually be within a 10th of this DFD. But Andy, I'm expecting him to do an 03 flat, an 03 0, or maybe an 02.
Oh, going to interrupt you there. So that Ice with a green sector 2. He's going through the final chicane now. He might improve his lap time. And he goes fastest.
He goes, oh, what a lap.
103.165, that's a really good lap, but I think...
Dust is still carrying on, despite having 2 red sectors. He must have... Oh, never mind, he comes in. Mandy comes into the pit lane, so don't see that very often. Astro might be able to improve his lap time. He's still carrying on. Right now, you have...
Oh, DFD, he is on. He has 2 green sectors. So let's see, can he take the corner
Astro
nicely?
Up
Yes,
into 6th place. But Svet with a good shot at pole position, he just has to keep it together. Look like did he run a bit wide? He improves, but not enough.
9 thousandths of a second. Wow, that's close.
Oh, but Jabil, he's on a good lap as well. He has a personal best sector 1. And going to the snail section, is he gonna improve? Yes, he does improve. So all he needs is just a sector 3, a good sector 3, to possibly challenge Lattice for pole position. As Jabil goes wide, that's gonna cost him quite a bit of time as he goes through the triple chicane. Where does this lap time gonna put him?
It's going to put him
He
up
goes
into
up
8th
to
place.
P8.
Only one spot, but he moves his time by like 2/10, I think.
3 drivers having the same lap times. Wow, that's
P4 to
that is
P6.
incredible.
Yeah. Gives you some 1997 Jerez vibes right there. Seeing 3 drivers in the same lap time. Andy is with a green second sector. He is running up to the line. Now, what is he going to do? Is he going to snatch away pole position and take those 4 points?
Oh,
Yes, he is.
yes, it is pole.
As he almost
Zero denial
breaks.
connected.
Oh, Zero denial once again. Internet
But
issues.
Andy
Stat
won
Eyes
that.
is going green in sector 1. Might want to watch his lap right now. He keeps it
I
just
think I
within
just
track
want to go
limits.
I think I might just want to go a little too wide right there. Is he gonna improve on his second sector? No, he does not
He's still
improve.
carrying on though. Remember that right now every driver gets to see a delta time, so they get to see an estimation of how far they are of the best lap times. And as long as that delta is within a certain range, they can carry on. They know they can still improve their lap time, which I think is the case with Stat Eyes as he right now takes away pole position and breaks into the O2s.
What a lap by the rookie.
Yeah. And Andy doesn't seem to
Oh,
be
where?
able to improve.
Andy's gone. Andy. So another pole position taken away from Andy.
We see Mochi still on a good lap. Svet is still on the lap. Svet seems to be improving ever so slightly. Salter down the order might be improving. For ROBLOX might be improving. They need it because they are currently in 15th and 16th respectively. No, they do not improve. Now looking at the man who is currently sitting in 3rd place, running up to the line. Oh, did he get a slowdown there through the? Yes, he did.
Yep, that is.
Oh no, that's really.
That's
Oh,
two
Mochi goes wide.
from
Mochi goes wide. That is.
Mochi goes wide.
Quite a bit of time.
He's gonna go through the final few turns now.
Yeah,
Let's see if he can close up and try to set it on the front row.
Oh,
He does.
No, just missed out by the slightest of margins, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was a very exciting and close qualifying session with Stat Eyes, who grabs pole position with Mochi in 2nd place.
Slat Eyes, the big surprise today. No one really expected him to be on pole. We knew he was fast, but we didn't know he was this fast.
So there is another Indonesian driver taking pole, which is Slat Eyes. The previous pole setter was ROBLOX Gaming, who took the inaugural pole season 4. But yeah, we have about 20 seconds left to the race as DSX exits out of the car. I think he wants to change his tires, and I think Zero has got back on track. But what tires is he on? He's on the hard tires. So the race starts in 5 seconds, and we are gonna see every single driver get out of the grid and get ready to race. And yeah, and we have 5 lights on, and we're off. Lights on, the way we go. Slat Eyes gets a good start. Mochi has a really poor start and immediately falls behind Mochi. And DSX, DFD, and Andy are now scrapping out for the lead. As Andy takes the lead immediately away from Slat Eyes, but Andy, I think he made a slight mistake there.
He missed the apex, and that allows Slat Eyes to get back up into 1st place. Andy Slat Eyes with a little bit of a gap to 3rd place, but never mind. Doge is getting deception from P1 right there, and it's a very laggy right now. Slat Eyes seems to be lagging quite a bit right now. Unfortunately, speaking of lagging out, Zero Denial unfortunately has not been able to get back on the grid, or has he? Or is it UI?
Oh, yes, he has.
Okay, my
Yes,
UI is
it's
then
just a UI
glitching.
bar.
Yeah, I see.
Yep, Slat Eyes on the soft tires. He's comfortably pulling away from Andy, but with those soft tires, he has to pull away and create a big gap so that Andy doesn't close up within the latter stages of the first stint. As we see a 3-way fight for P2, all 3 drivers within 2/10 of each other. As Andy's gonna get a nice slipstream from Slat Eye, and he's going to close up 5/10s as they enter through the S's. It's very important to not go wide on exit here. And Endy comes out in front of all the cars.
I think the SFDFD made a slight mistake there, just cutting the corner a bit too much there. And that's gonna cost him at least a few positions, but it looks like he didn't make a mistake, but the SFX is now into second.
Yep.
It looks like Slide Eyes, he is setting the fastest sector 1 because he's on the soft tires, but obviously the soft tires, as what Wesley said, is gonna die out pretty quickly. So yeah, could this be
7 drivers within the top 10s on the hard tires, so we might see a 1-stop today.
Interestingly enough, Sanders is the only driver who has started on the softs, with everyone else being either on mediums or on hard tires. So Sanders, he is looking to get a breakaway now, maybe not have to deal with the dirty air of the other cars right now, which he seems to be doing a good job at. But of course, it might harm him down the line later in the race. There's a lot of laps in this race. Distance is around all tracks is the same, but this track has more corners, which I think means that we're going to see more tyre wear compared to last week at Flevo track, which means you might see 2 stops from some drivers. It could be an option, but we have to wait and find out and see what those drivers are going to be doing throughout the race. And Ice with a red second sector, still got a little gap to Zvet behind. We've got Doge in third place right now. Doge having a great start right now. Last time out he finished down in P10th. He did take the fastest lap though in that race, but looks like Doge just made a good start. Andy, who of course won the last race, is in 4th place. Then we got Mochi in 5th, who also has a lot to... who is making his first appearance actually. He's down the order in the championship, but that's because he hasn't actually raced yet this season. Was at Flevo, is now looking to make his mark this round. Then we've got Jabil in 6th place.
Mochi, I saw Mochi made a mistake, and I saw the car just bouncing around, going under the ground even. So yeah, that's gonna be a costly mistake for Oda the Mochi, and that's gonna let Jabil get past Mochi for 5th place, and that could be really that could be even more costly because ROBLOX and PvP are just right behind Mochi. And also, not to mention that the dirty air around Lukov is actually really harsh. So yeah, and Mochi goes wide again, and that is not a good 4th lap for Oda the Mochi as I speak, as looks like ROBLOX has gotten past Mochi, but Mochi is gonna get slipstream off ROBLOX, and PvP Pitbull from out of nowhere overtakes both ROBLOX and Mochi at one moment, and oh my goodness, this is pretty laggy from my POV. So yeah, Mochi still keeps
the
6th
gap between
place.
P1.
Yeah, looks like that's a gap between P1, and I think I saw Doge slowing down a bit there, or he's just accelerating out of the corner.
Yeah, it looks like the gap between P1 and P2 is going down ever so slightly. It looks like the softs, they may have dropped off just a bit. It's still lap 5. We still don't know much about the tires at this rate. But if Slat Eyes is going on the softs, could we see him do a 2-stop today? It's going to be really interesting strategy. Slat Eyes appearing to not pull away. And I think DSF, he might have a chance to fight back a bit later, just because of how much more grip the mediums would have.
So what's happened to Tash? He's all the way down in 12th place. I mean, he qualified P9 and he's lost 3 positions off the restart. So that's not a good race for Tash the Mash currently, but yeah, let's hope they can. Oh, I think I just saw someone go wide. No, never mind. It was just me. As Tash tries to overtake Zero Denial for 11th place, as well as 16 Rice, who is currently in 13th place. Yeah, looks like DSX DHG he's trying to keep within 1.5 He's trying to keep within 1.5 seconds of Slat Eyes. So if Slat Eyes make a mistake somewhere around the circuit, then I can guarantee that the SVX DFD he's gonna take the lead away from Slat Eyes, as we see Andy currently in 3rd place, Doge right behind him. Jabil currently in 5th place as ROBLOX and he is currently in 6th place. Mochi is 7th as he is under pressure from his teammate and PvP Pitbull as Suckerblade makes a costly mistake, corner cut, track extending at the exit of turn 1, and Mochi almost makes a corner cut there, but he is safe as PvP gets past out the Mochi. So yeah, the Swift Papaya driver trying
Lana
to
is
fend off.
surprisingly holding on very well, considering that he is on the very high wear compound right now. He's actually pulling away from DSF, and then Endy's closing up now since he's on the hards. Could we see him close up a lot more now that we are a lot later into the stage, and now this is the point where the softs would be starting to drop off? DSF not really liking those tires right now. He is losing a lot of time to Slat Eyes up in first, as we see a lot of cars actually in a train behind Endy.
Zero's in. Oh wait, no, never mind. I'm totally blind again. Yeah, it's just me today.
It's just the UI.
Yeah,
As
just
Endy
UI bug.
actually closes 6/10 within that last sector. Wow, did Slat Eyes and DSF both make a mistake? Because Endy closed up a lot there. He is actually go within 3 seconds. No, he's dropping back slightly. But Endy seems to have the pace in this latter stage right now. So he's going to be a strong contender later in the race, as Slat Eyes still holding his ground to DSF.
Not to mention Andy, he is setting 2 green sectors, and Doge goes very wide right there. That's gonna cost him P4, and Jabil immediately takes that away from Doge 12879. As Andy, I think he set a personal best, but he got a red 3rd sector, so not really sure if he actually set a personal best. As Jabil successfully gets past Doge for 5th place, but I don't think Doge is gonna let that slide from. Yeah, he's just not gonna let that slide, and he immediately takes back 4th place away from Jabil. But Jabil, he's not gonna give up 4th place. He's just not gonna say he's gonna say that P5 is not good enough. I'm gonna go for P4, and he is doing just that. And Jabil with that slipstream, but then going into the happy west. That's why you go a little too wide, and that's gonna cost you a little bit of time right there. As yeah, Doge holding off Jabil really well, and that could allow Doge to get a little bit of a breakaway from Jabil, as Jabil goes wide. I think he's trying to get slipstream off. I think he's trying to take away the slipstream from Jabil, but yeah, that's a slipstream for you. That's both DRS and ERS combined.
And DSF has closed massively for that gap between P1 to P2. Is this the point where the softs have dropped off? And ND have also closed. All three runners in the top 3 right now.
Yes, FedEx. If they have a big run out of the hairpin,
he's gonna have a chance. Is he gonna? Yes. He's very close actually. Is he gonna get a good run out of this corner?
Oh no, he does not take the lead, right? Yes, but I can guarantee he's gonna get it by sector 3. As Slat Eyes,
yep, the soft's not looking good right now. As DSF, he's within 1/10, and ND. Watch out for ND right behind. He is closing up. He's only 1 second and a half behind.
Slat Eyes goes wide.
Yep.
Slat Eyes goes really wide right there. That's gonna open the door for DSF. He needs to take the lead.
And DSF, who makes it out of turn 1 in the lead. It's going to be a very tricky corner for both drivers.
As DSF takes the lead.
Yep, Yep. Is Slat Eyes going to retake the lead? No, it looks like the softs have really gone out and really gone off at this point. As ND behind. ND is going to have a chance at getting P2, and he's very close.
The softs
could
look
that
like
be a strategy
horrible
kill?
The
tires
next
at this
corner.
point. The softs really look
Yeah,
like a bad tire right now. I think
Yeah,
Snowhouse
so
really
it's
has
not
to come
working.
in. You can either go to the hards and try to complete the rest of the race on one set, or you can try some sort of two-stopper, but I'm not sure. I don't think that's going to work out considering how little he was generally able to pull away on the softs.
Oh my goodness, look at this. It's Slat Eyes. He's now getting attacked by Andy. He's getting attacked by former world champion Andy Gaming, and that is P2 for Andy Gaming. Now he's set his sights on DSX DFD.
And he's
No,
coming in.
he has to come in. Yes, he comes in.
Yep.
He
Let's
comes
see
in.
what
So that
tires
tire
he's
wear.
going to pick. So
If he
trying
goes
to
into the hards, it's going to be a pretty difficult stint because he's going to have to do it for the rest of the race. Let's see if he actually goes into a two-stop because he started on the softs.
Yes, he goes on
And
hard.
he-
He goes on the hard tires, and
Yeah, looks-
one
yeah, it looks
stop it
like-
is.
yeah. So it looks like Andy make a mistake right there. So and Andy asking the game is looks like the game is not liking Andy too much right there.
Andy currently on the hards. DSF in the lead with the mediums. Could we see a difference of pace later? Since Andy would have more grip than DSF later in the stage. But he actually seems to be closing up a slight bit through those few corners. He's actually closed up a lot. Is the hards the proper tire to be on right now? That is the question. As Sukablad, he's up in P6. That's a very good position for him.
Yes, now he's
Correct.
set his sights on ROBLOX Gaming.
As Mochi is down in 9th right now. He's gonna try to overtake PvP Pitbull. He's actually closed up to within second.
ROBLOX I had a little bit of a scare right there because of ROBLOX. He was frozen on track for quite a bit. So that is lag in so that's lag in Formula ROBLOX as now Sukablad. He's all over the gearbox of ROBLOX Gaming.
Yep. Sukablad, I think currently on the hard compound. The hards actually
is on
seeming
hard
to be the most
compound.
consistent. Yeah, the hards are the most consistent compound right now. As I think the gap between P1 and P2 has actually closed down a lot there. Andy gaining around 5/10 that lap. I think DSF might want to take a look at pitting right now since his pace right now is currently pretty good, but in the next few laps, Andy is going to have that advantage over him. As
Soda is complaining of lag. Soda is complaining of lag.
Oh yes, he's very far behind right now. I think he's having some connection issues currently. As Doge, he sets a personal best Sector 1. He is also a player in this race who has a chance at winning. As Andy through these last few corners, this is where he gains the most time on DSF. Let's see if he does it again. He goes slightly wide on exit. Is that gonna mess up his gap?
Oh, looks like you have both Scuderia Squadra teammates fighting for P10, and both are in the points. So Scuderia Squadra's team boss FRL World Jack and also the founder of Scuderia Squadra as 16 Rise goes into the pits for a new set of tires, possibly going for the hard tires, or maybe sticking to the mediums. But I think at this rate, but I don't think the mediums will go that long. Oh, and 60 Rise is to reverse into the pit as he goes out on the hard tires.
Yep, gap between DSF and ND has closed down now. And also Doge. Doge has been a pretty quiet driver during this race. And Jabil, also not a very bad position for him right now. I think he's going to have a good chance later when he fits on those soft compounds for the one stop. And out of the long, winding right-hander, Andy's going to have a chance on the main straight to close up his gap to P1. Let's see if he can do it. He has the slipstream. It's not really working out in his favor right now. It's just barely gaining him a few tenths. That grip advantage from that hards right now really seeming to pay off for all those hard runners. As through Sector 1, ND seeming to slightly close the gap. As Doge behind, he is closing the gap even more. He's just set a personal best Sector 1.
Yeah, he could be the dark horse in this race, along with Jabils and Sukoblet. As yeah, Jabil has set a personal best first sector, so he could be another dark horse in the race. So 2 dark horses in the race, and that is Doge and Jabil. So
Yep.
so
And
it looks like Andy has
within
closed
6
in.
tenths. Yep.
So
Let's
as long as
see
he
how
doesn't
he
make a
does.
mistake, and it's all good as he goes a little too wide right there compared to the SXDFD, and he loses quite a bit of time. So just going wide itself can actually make you lose time as he is in the slipstream. Can he dive bomb DSX for the lead? No, he does not.
He's gonna
Boy,
back
that's
out
very
of the
close.
one. Mistake's very crucial, but he's still bumper to tail of DSF. He's very close. As out of the S's they go and they enter the hairpin. Andy's still very close to DSF right now. Let's see if he can get the slipstream out of that corner to close up even more. And he does. He's very close. And he's within 1/10. Let's see if he can exit into the lead. He is still 2 tenths behind, but on my screen he's ahead. Very nice corner from both of them, but DSF is going to maintain the lead as they enter through the bus stop chicane. Andy with the grip advantage, he's going to come out in front. Yes, he's going to come out in front of DSF. Nice driving by both of them. But DSF's going to get the slipstream back on the main straight. Is he going to fight back with those old medium tires? Yep, he's going to drive through turn 1. They're both going to go through turn 1. DSF still...
Looks like I just realized Tash has actually retired from the race, so that's why he's
yeah, I'm here.
So that's why he is in the commentary booth. As and he has taken the lead from DSX DFD. So the mediums are dying off this at the halfway point of this race. So
Yeah,
so
I expect to see...
could be the strategy to go.
Yep. I expect to see DSF pitting this lap actually. His medium's not working out very well.
He went out a tire lap too far, and I think he should have pit now actually on this lap, but instead he stayed out 1 lap, and now he's 1.2 behind Indy.
Yep, let's see if he can actually get the undercut on Indy. Let's see which tires he's gonna fit on. If he does decide to pit this lap, which he does, he's gonna enter the pits. So let's see if he actually goes on to the hards or the mediums, because that's going to be very crucial.
Oh, and he calls out on mediums, I think.
No, he hasn't pitted yet.
Oh, he hasn't pitted yet. Now he goes, and now he just goes to his big box.
And
he's going to go into the mediums.
Again, so
yep.
PvP pits as well. Astro.
Let's watch Slat Eyes as he's going to successfully get that undercut, but he's going to have much more worn tires compared to DSF, so let's see what happens for the rest of the race. As Andy holding a comfortable gap to Doge right now. He's gonna try to extend his lead right now. So let's see if both Slat Eyes and DSF can manage to get in front of Andy.
So
most of the DFD, so
so the stoppers now.
But that's awkward. He's gonna have all the grip that he wants as as Slash tries to get past your boy Exo Gaming, well, possibly the breakout star of season 3. As
Vlad is actually losing time to Andy out in front. What has happened there?
Because he's still within the pit window. Still within the pit window. So if Andy pits now, he's gonna be about 2 or 3 seconds behind Slat.
Yep, it's gonna be very close. Very close when Andy decides to pit.
His work, he needs to gain on ND, but instead he's losing a lot of time. This is what Dirty Air does to you around this track. It completely slows you down.
Yep, and DSF is closing his gap to Slat Eyes. As Slat Eyes, he's gonna try to overtake Axel right now and be clear and be in the clear air, so he can start pulling away and closing that gap to Andy, which he does. He's gonna be right in front of your boy Axel. Unless Axel's gonna fight back.
It looks like Mochi is asking PvP to let him get past, but sorry Mochi, I don't think PvP will let you get past because
Yeah, that's just
PvP is even
they're
open
from
the
our,
chat right now.
Oh, your boy's gonna fight back. Axel's gonna fight back through the main straight. Is he gonna end up in front through this next corner? No, he's not.
No.
Yep. As
Axel backs
DSF.
out, so
DSF's gonna be compromised by that dirty air right now. As PvP, he goes quickest.
3.7 on mediums.
Yep.
And
very good pace by him.
Yeah.
So let's see how long Andy can extend his hard stint to. He's currently pulling away from Doge, Jabil, and Fro, and Stuka behind. All of them on the hard compounds right now. So Andy's having really good pace on this compound.
Mochi's out.
Oh, Mochi's off! Mochi's up and he's out. He's out. He's decided to retire.
He's definitely out.
The embarrassment of finishing near the last position,
he
so
is
he's
out.
decided to retire. He is out. He
Mochi's
decides
out.
to rage quit. That is a very disappointing performance and disappointing show by Mochi there.
He corner cuts it on sector 1, and I think that's what made him quit. He realized he couldn't go on and get a good result, and that's very disappointing for his team and himself.
As PvP people, he's gonna back.
PvP really cutting through hot edge, and now he is.
He's on fire right now.
Oh, it's Doge. He's actually closed the gap up to Andy. Has Andy made a mistake? Because Slat Eyes has actually gained 2 seconds on Andy in that last lap. Andy, is he feeling the pressure and the dropping off? Oh, Andy's gonna fit. Is he gonna fit on the medium tires? Let's see if he actually fits on the medium tires. He's gonna come into his pit box.
Very interesting. I think he realized the hards couldn't go on no longer, and now he's opting for a little switch.
Yep. He's gonna fit in the medium tires, I think that is.
So he goes on the yellow wall tires of the medium compound tires.
And he's gonna be around 5 seconds behind DSF right now. So he's gonna try to close up that gap to DSF.
And
the chance at the victory.
Behind Axel.
He's behind Axel
most importantly, Slice and DSFD has overtaken Andy, so yeah, that could be a costly 2 seconds for Andy, because he could have gotten out in front of both drivers. Now he is right behind Zero Denial.
Yep, let's see how long Doge extends this hard stint. Is he, because he has a chance for the victory, is he gonna extend this by a couple more laps? He is gonna stay out for this lap. He's gonna try to get the tire advantage at the end. Let's see if he actually goes onto the soft tires. As Andy, he is 3 seconds behind DSF right now. Slat Eyes right behind Zero Denial. As Zero Denial actually comes in the pit. And Dust.
So I think they reacted to Andy, and I think they might be realizing that these hards really might be dying.
And look at DSF, he has closed up his gap to Slat Eyes for the provisional lead to 9/10. It's very close racing right now.
Oh, looks like you have a battle. Looks like a battle. Original has just reminded me in the Discord chat as DSFX DFDS.
Andy's gonna pounce on him right now. He is now within a second of DSF in front.
7/10.
7/10. They're gonna go through the next corner. Keep it clean.
No, that's not
DSF goes a bit wide, and so does Andy.
So does Andy. Both cars in the wake of the dirty air. Actually, no, DSF in front.
A little too deep into the corner.
Andy with the fresher tires right now. Let's see if he can make the better exit out of the bus stop chicane, which he
No,
goes
he
slightly
can't.
wide, but he's gonna have that slipstream on that pitch straight. Is he gonna overtake DSF? He's very close.
A bit
He's
slow.
within 3 tenths now. He's gonna have a chance into turn 1. Both cars
Andy,
side
into turn
as they
1.
Yep, into turn 1 they go.
Andy's through.
And he's gonna come out in front. As DSF, he might fight back. He's now 3 tenths back.
Now Andy has 3 seconds to gain on Slat Eyes. For the provisional lead of this Grand Prix, Andy goes fastest.
Sector 1.
Sector
Yep.
1.
He just closed up massively to Slat Eyes in front. Did Slat Eyes make a mistake or some sort? Because Andy just gained around 5 tenths through that last sector. Is that
Well, the
just...
hearts
Yeah, Andy...
will be wearing now.
For
For
sure,
Slat
yep.
Eyes.
Yep, Andy...
Andy is
now.
gaining a lot.
Very close. As Doge in front, he still decides to stay out. I think he's going to extend this near the end. Let's see what
Gonna go on
happens
the
for the
soft.
rest of the race.
Going to go on the
Let's give it
soft
on
a
the
end.
soft.
strategic race for
Yep.
as Quebec comes into the pits, and can Andy set the fastest lap of the race?
He's
Of
gonna
course
set
he can.
There he goes.
Yep, a 103.366. Incredible
Token
lap on the
from pit.
mediums.
Let's see where
This
they
is
go
going to
out.
be down to the wire as Andy, every lap he's going to close up. He's dramatically closing up the gap now, actually. Those medium tires working very well.
I think Andy is just going fast. I don't think Slat Eyes will be able to do anything. Andy
Yeah.
is just putting his hammer down.
But maybe if he doesn't manage to overtake Slat Eyes, he's going to have a disadvantage because these medium tires are going to fall off near the end compared to the hard tires. So let's see what happens for the rest of the race.
Also,
And
let's not
Andy
forget
calling
about
out.
Jabil has set a personal best for sector, so
Doge, he's in for a stop. Let's see which tires he's going to put on. I think he's going to put on the
He's gonna
soft
go
tires.
soft tires. Could that be medium?
If he was gonna
tires
put
or
on mediums, he would have gone
He
way
might put on
earlier.
mediums. He put on.
Softs.
Oh,
He
he
puts
put
on the
on
soft.
The
Andy
balls to the
goes-
walls for him.
I think he knew that the sauce couldn't go on for about 9 to 10.
About
laps,
10
so-
laps, yes. About 9 or 10.
It looks like Slat Eyes might have made a mistake in the turn 1. He's very wide through the S's. Now here comes
Andy within a
Andy.
second.
He's within 7 tenths now, 6 tenths. Slat Eyes is not handling these hard compounds very well. As Andy
Become a
very
battle
nice
for the
exit
lead.
through the hairpin. He's gonna have a
4
massive chance through these next 2 sectors. As Andy,
Oh,
he's
Andy
gonna
goes a bit wide.
Why? That's gonna be a little costly, and that's lost him about.
Andy can't keep
a
making
quarter of a
mistakes with
second.
this because he's gonna go
Oh,
wide again.
another mistake!
Another
He's
mistake.
within
He's
Another mistake!
Within a second.
through the bus stop they go. As Andy,
So there is Dirty
Needs to
Yeah
make-
coming into play for Andy.
oh,
Oh,
Andy almost
my
It's
goodness!
a
He
mistake from
almost
Monica.
did it.
Andy's gonna cut it.
big mistake from Andy. As now DSF behind might have a chance at attacking him. As Slat Eyes
28
holding ground very well on those old hard compounds. As Robloxian has actually set a purple middle sector. Can he steal the fastest lap away from Andy? Let's see what happens here.
Goes through. He's about to cross the line. Can he get the
Just on
fastest
soft
lap?
tires.
He
No, he
can't.
doesn't.
He does not get the fastest
Oh.
lap. As
Then
Andy
Ambrose
has
got it
closed
in last place.
between himself and Slat Eyes to 8 tenths now. Those medium tires are much faster than the hards currently, but Andy really
Oh,
needs to
that's
overtake him
something
right now. Slat Eyes weaving.
So he's trying to break the slipstream from Andy, but I think.
Oh,
it's
Andy
gonna
goes a bit
help
wide.
quite a bit.
Andy feeling the dirty air behind Slat Eyes. Andy's
exactly
really
why I
pushing
quit.
it. As DSF, I think DSF has made several big mistakes. He's dropped back from 1 second of Andy to now 3 seconds of Andy. As a very nice corner from both drivers, Andy's gonna have a massive chance down the pitch straight here.
But let's not forget about the dust here
Andy-
that Andy's gonna get from Slat Eyes, as Slat Eyes is in clean air. So, Slat Eyes he's in clean air, Andy's in dirty air. But he has to
Andy,
slipstream, so.
I think he's through.
Andy, he's within 1/10 now. As they're gonna
They're very
exit
close
to the
battle.
S's. Andy's gonna come out in front. Massive playoff implications here.
Andy, I think he's through. Not through that split sector,
Whoa,
but
almost made a corner cut right
he's gonna
there.
have
That
the
is.
slipstream.
Andy's
Oh, Slat
gonna
Eyes is
come out in
second.
front. Slat
Andy's
Eyes
gone through.
Yep, Andy's gone through right now.
But
And
into
Andy takes the
Wonderful
lead
Contest Sector
as he goes
2,
slightly.
but
He's gonna have a chance to fight back.
looks like the chat, they are all behind Slat Eyes to take the win away from Andy. Well,
Yep,
that's obviously
that's the rookie.
understandable. That is his rookie. That is his
Oh,
second race.
so-
Oh, that's
That's not
costly
good.
for Slat Eyes.
Slat Eyes loses a lot of time
going
there.
a tad too wide right there, and that's gonna cost him more than a second. Let's look at this 4-car battle for I think 7th, I
Oh,
believe.
Jabil,
Yes, it is.
he's through DSF. P3.
DSF not having a good time in his second stint.
And look at this
He's struggling a lot.
and look at this boy fight for 7th place between PvP, FRL and Superblade and Dust Dizzle, as PvP takes a different line from FRL.
Oh, froze through, I think. VP a bit behind.
Through. Trying not to get onto the curb, and that's gonna cost him quite a bit of time.
Let's see if Andy can
Well,
hold ground, as
Yes,
he has.
it's a three-way battle for P3. Yes, of
Yep.
course, a bit wide in this battle, but
Doge with
as
the
of right now,
compounds. I think he's gonna have the best chance out of all three of them, but he really needs to pass them quickly because those softs are not gonna hold on for very long. As he's not gonna get a good exit, he's gonna go pretty wide there. He's gonna have a
DSF now.
chance once again on the main straight, and he's gonna get comfortably past DSF, and he's gonna try to close the gap now to Jabil to get that final podium position. And DSF has actually fought back. I think Doge, he was caught off guard there because DSF had the slipstream.
Doge is struggling now a bit,
Yeah, Doge
Oh.
is struggling.
but now he's gonna have the slipstream of Jabil through this sector 2 part. Can he make a move on Jabil? Let's see throughout this lap. It's lap 31, 5 laps to go, by the
Andy has
way.
made a mistake.
Andy-
He has
Andy
gone
made a
massively
mistake.
wide. And Andy has just
Who
gone
said-
massively wide as soon as I went to spectate.
Glad is within slipstream again.
Yep, Slat is within slipstream. Let's see if Andy can hold on to these final few corners.
Oh, Slat goes a bit wide,
Very nice corner by Andy, actually.
and he's
That's a
getting back
good
the
call
time.
by Andy. So
That is out of
that's gonna
slipstream.
make him gain back the time that he lost by just going wide right there, as he is now
As
out of
Doge-
the
Doge for
slipstream
P3
range.
now. He's within 3/10 to 2/10 now, as they're gonna enter through turn 1.
And Doge gets past the bill.
I think it's gonna be an easy
I think
pass.
Oh, Jabil
Oh,
goes
Jabil.
a bit wide.
Jabil goes wide as Doge comes out in front. Very nice pass by
Whoa.
him.
Little
As
rage quit
I think Andy has made a mistake again, or no, he's not. Alright, the telemetry was just off.
So a lot of disconnects in this race, or rage quits about
Yep, lots of
3 or 4
drivers.
them.
Oh, Andy has gone wide again. So so sector 2 for the past few laps has not been good for Andy. So the former world champion is trying to break away from Slat Eyes for good.
We've got a
Yes,
three-way battle going on for 8th place between PvP Pitbull, Dust Dizzle, and Sukerblet. Sukerblet trying to find his way past Dust Dizzle, and these three are actually not that far away from the next two cars as well, so this could turn into a 5-way battle as things at the front seem to be spreading out at the moment.
Oh,
Third
has
would be
pulled away
Zero
from that.
Denial in the 11th. I
Yeah.
think he might have a chance, but this is not really in his character for him to be this low in the points. It's a very, very interesting race. Lots of drivers we thought would be near the front are not doing very well, as this three-way battle for P8 is heating up as Sukablet.
Maybe. Suzuka Blatt.
He's gonna come out in front. Yep, he's gonna get the position for P8, and he's gonna have a chance now to catch up to FROBLOX.
Yeah, so
That's
all three
just now a
drivers
bit
just
behind.
catch up to Roblox, so yeah, the three drivers work in tandem to catch Roblox and Astroblox Gaming. So
Fro went a bit slow.
PvP running
that
wide, he's
corner.
still keeping up with Dust Dizzle though, as they are now going through the middle sector. Dust Dizzle missing the apex, which is going to allow PvP to get a better run. Sukerblet, meanwhile, is catching up to FROBLOX up ahead, so more drivers could be dragged into this battle. This battle for P7 could of P8 could turn well into a battle for P7, or dare I say it, a battle for P6, as ROBLOX isn't too far up the road either. This could be very interesting, as with just 3 laps to go in this race, Andy seems to have this win in the bag, as he also managed to win the previous round, looking to extend his championship lead and really setting himself as the driver to beat for everyone else. PVB making a mistake again, got a call and cut warning, and now the field seems to be spreading out a little bit in the midfield, although saying that Dusty is still within striking distance of Sukerblet, who is also trying to catch up to FRL, who himself is also trying to catch up to another car. FRL has closed the gap to Astro for P6.
It's 7/10 now. He's gonna try to make it through these few corners nicely, get a good exit, and have a really good chance in the main straight. He's gonna get a very nice corner. He's slightly wide, actually.
ROBLOX
He's
can
gonna...
only...
Yep, he's in the slipstream. He's very close. As for Bloxy and
close
on
to
the main
turn one.
straight. Yep,
Astro
Astro's
close to the
trying to
slipstream.
weave.
Tries to break the toe. Work out, but FRL is now all over the back of Astro. Meanwhile, we see 3 cars behind, trying to keep up. They seem to be everyone seems to be pretty consistent. No mistakes are being made here. Now heading into sector 2, FRL is still behind Astro. Meanwhile, is anything happening at the front? I don't think there is. There's Svet only 2 seconds behind Japil, but don't think that is going to change any time soon. The top 5 seems to be pretty stable. They seem to be pretty set unless someone makes a pretty significant mistake.
Yep,
Lucas closing on the
P6.
FRL.
Very close, yes. Both, all 3 drivers within 2 seconds. Now Sukerblet closing up to FRL.
Oh no, Sukerblet is really closing.
Sukerblet goes a bit wide.
Very wide.
Track limits. He barely avoids getting sucked onto the grass. Because there's a slowdown trigger on the outside of that corner, which you don't want to touch. Sukerblet for a moment there was right behind FRL, not anymore now. As we're now on onto the final lap of the race. Andy now on the back straight right now. He seems to be set to take home his 2nd victory of the season. As we're still watching the battle. We're still watching the battle for P6 going on here. Looking on the mini-map, let's see where Andy is. Meanwhile, we're going to focus on him when he is through the final chicane.
And for Bloxian, he's closed up his gap to ROBLOX to now 110. This is going to be a fight through the final few corners. As for Bloxian,
and he's going to cross the line shortly to win the race, but we'll stay on board with the battle for P6 here for FRL alongside ROBLOX. And I think I saw Suka and Dusty are also very close together. It's neither of them make a mistake, and it's going to be a drag race to the line. They have carried equal amount of speed, and who's going to get P6 here? It's going to be very close. Astro trying to break the toe once again, and Astro barely hangs on. And Dust Diesel has snatched 8th place from Sukerblet. Sukerblet 9th, PVB 10th. We're now waiting for 16 Bryce and your boy Axel Gaming. Your boy Axel Gaming has managed to close the gap to 16 Bryce, but it just wasn't enough for him to grab that final point, and that is the race.
Yep. Andy with a comfortable win. He got the strategy right, and he easily passed Slat Eyes for the win, even though Slat Eyes looked like the quicker driver today. Yep, Andy's going to extend his championship lead. Very good performance by Doge, Slat Eye, and Jabil. All 3 of them, very nice performance. They were very quick all day. And then DSF as well, for that very poor performance last week. Finishing in P5 will regain his confidence. And Sukerblet, the reserve, also points finish. Very nice.
And that will do for today's race. We'll be back in about 20 minutes for the Division 2 race, as we have moved around the racing times a little bit. I won't be there. Andy will be the one covering the stream for you on this channel with who are going to be in the commentary box again. I believe that would be
I think Andy's joining the commentary box.
Yeah.
And I think Tash is as well.
Yes, okay. So we'll see you everyone for Division 2 in 20 minutes.
Yep.
Alright, and meanwhile, thank you chat for watching this stream once again. We will see you later until the next race. Have a nice day.